All right, so if you have been following along with my floral lettering series, we talked about how similar E and F are and how we can reuse parts of letters to make it easier on ourselves as we're creating and developing alphabets. So we're going to do the same thing in this series because I think it's really key to when you get to the point you're ready to start creating your own lettering styles from scratch. Again, you can find the worksheets and the color palette I'm using free on the blog, so check the caption for the details for that. And then we are using my Maximalist brush kit for this entire 26 video series. So you can see in my original style, I have lots of different letter details. Again, these were all done with the Maximalist, but as I talked about with the floral lettering series, when you're creating an alphabet from scratch, you're going to reuse certain elements of each letter to make everything cohesive. So, you know, let's start here. I'm going to grab black just so it's easier for you to see. Make sure I'm on a new layer. So if we have, let's just use the E and the F for example again. So if I were to take this away and we just go to my basic version, when I create the E, a lot of times what I will do is just duplicate it, copy and paste, and then that will become my F with a little refining. And a lot of times I have a full letter I, which would look more like that. And this would become part of my letter H, part of my letter K. I will reuse that element as often as I can to make it easy on myself to create a cohesive alphabet. In the Pinky Promise style, these are very basic alphabets, so it's, you know, not as intricate as it was in maybe when we were doing the floral lettering series, but it still helps you keep that sense of consistency. So let's kind of talk about that with the F. So if you did last week's lesson with the E, you can go back to one of your layers. So let's grab our E outline and I'm going to copy it, and then I'm going to bring it over to this worksheet. I'm just going to tap the wrench icon and click paste. And now I have it here as an F, and I can alter it a bit. So you can see certain elements are shorter than others. So you could either trace it from scratch or we can just do a little doctoring. So for this one, for example, what I might do is grab my selection tool, circle the tip of this. I'm going to make sure I have snapping and magnetics on, and then I'm just going to bring it in a little bit. For this one, if this was going to be higher, I could bring it like that. And then same thing, I'm just going to keep kind of doctoring my letter until it matches what I want. And again, it doesn't have to be perfect, but it helps give you that consistency and come close to what you are working to achieve. So I might just delete that one out. And then I want this whole thing to come over just a little bit. And then I am just gonna fill in the spaces that are now empty. And actually, just for consistency's sake, let's take that whole line off, make a new one. If you're going for a super playful handmade look, you may not want to do this, but when I am working to make a whole alphabet, I like that consistency. All right, so let's do two different letter styles, just like always. Let's go ahead and make two Fs. So let's put one over here and one over here, and we'll start with our bottom F. So since it's already pink, I'm gonna go ahead and fill it pink, but for this first example, we want it to be blue. So I'm going to just drag and drop to change the color. And then we're gonna do a simple outline. There are two ways to do an outline. One is to just do it by hand. That is what I tend to prefer because when you use the method I'm about to show you, it does kind of give you blurry lines. And that is because Procreate is a raster-based program. And that's just one of the kind of cons of that kind of program. But let's go ahead and show you how it would work if you wanted to automate this. So I duplicated my letter F, and I did that by just swiping left and clicking duplicate. So now I've got another F down here, and I'm gonna drag and drop the light pink. You can't see it, but it is under there. So now to create an outline, I am gonna click my magic wand icon, Gaussian blur, tap my pencil down, and just go to maybe 3%. Let's do 3%. Now I can go select, fill layer, select, fill layer, or you can duplicate that layer, and you can see each time you duplicate it, that line is getting thicker. So that gives us a really consistent width outline, but if you zoom in, can you see how blurry the edges get sometimes? So the more you select and fill, the more that layer is gonna get a little nicer, but it usually always still has a little blurriness. So one thing you can do is just kind of come in and manually correct that. Or what I will do is use this as a guideline for freehanding it. So I'll tap my N, bring it all the way down, and then add a new layer above it. And then I will use that as kind of my guideline for freehanding an outline like that all the way around. So those are the two ways you can do it. For now, we'll just go ahead and work with the Gaussian blur we've created. Again, you can just keep duplicating a few more times even. You can see it still keeps getting a little thicker and more opaque. And you can even use your eraser tool to maybe clean up some of those stray pixels. And again, if no one is zooming really close in, it's gonna be fine. But if you want super smooth, clean lines, this method won't usually give you perfect lines. You're gonna need to touch it up a little bit by yourself. All right, so for this one, I decided to just kind of go for a marquee letter look, which is super simple. So I'm just taking that light yellow color. I'll add a new layer on top of this F. I'm gonna make a nice, actually, let's make it easier on ourselves. Let's use the solid dots brush, and this is probably what I did originally. I'm gonna play with the size. So you can make it so there's a lot of lights, or let's say I just want like 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And now I'm gonna stretch it, and then you can get less lights, or maybe it needs a few more, and then stretch it like that. All right, and then again, you can always edit your line so that things sit a little more nicely. And then you could tap in a few more dots. You can do it like this. I think only 2 there probably would look best. Again, I'll edit my line. And then for this one, I'm just gonna tap in the final one. Let's see. Let's do our next style now. So let's go ahead, select all those. Oops, 2-finger tap to undo it. I meant to group. So that's our first style F. So let's just call that our blue F. And then just like we did with the E, we're gonna actually fill this with we want our outline to be separate than our fill, so we get an outline around our checkered pattern. So to do that, just like we did last week, we're gonna add a layer below our outline, and we're gonna tap reference. And then even though we're filling it with the same color, it's gonna be on its own layer, so we can keep that line when we add our details. So now I can turn reference off. I'm gonna add a new layer above my pink layer. I'm gonna grab that kind of yellowy color and the fine checkerboard. So I'm gonna put that down. If I tap it, I get clipping mask. And again, I can kind of, oops, I'm gonna turn snapping and magnetics off for this. I can adjust it so it fits nicely within my letter. All right, so I'm gonna go about there. And then we're just gonna add a double extrusion, and that is really simple. So let's go ahead and duplicate our top F, then just hold it. Sometimes it works better with your finger, and drag it to the bottom. Again, I'm gonna fill the color just so it has a solid color, and I'm gonna make 2 of those. So the first one we want to be blue. So I'm gonna grab my blue and make it blue. And then my second one I want to be dark purple. Now to make that extrusion, I'm gonna go to my, oops, I keep accidentally touching my screen. I'm gonna go to the blue one. I'm gonna grab my arrow tool and I wanna bring it this way. So I am going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think I want it to be a little bigger, so I'm gonna do another 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, so now I'm gonna do the same thing with the purple. We ended up doing 10 taps each way. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So the problem with that is it only gives us the exact same thing. We want to double it. So we'll go another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And that just makes, you could totally eyeball it, but if you're big on making it perfect, that is the method I usually use. Very basic, but it always works. And then you'll go back to each layer and just connect it like we did with the E. So I'm gonna make my monoline smaller, and you're just connecting those corners. It's fairly subtle in this letter, but it still makes a difference usually in your overall piece. So you'll do that for the blue and the purple. So you can see it just makes this nice straight line all the way across. And then you have a fun little kind of retro playful F. So then again, I will swipe every layer to the right to select it, click group, and maybe I'll just call this my checkered F. Anything that helps you remember what's on that layer. And then again, you can always take your backgrounds off and export these as PNG files to use them as stickers or clip art or anything like that. I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I'll see you next week for the next letter.